Our next guest is a woman whose career is not just about entertainment, it's also about advocacy, power, and changing the narrative. She broke boundaries as Africa's first successful model with albinism, captivated audience on various TV shows, and now she's officially added author to her incredible list of achievements. Please welcome the one and only and gorgeous Refilwe Modiselle. You look absolutely gorgeous, my love. How are you today?
I am blessed. I'm happy to be here. Absolutely ecstatic that I'm sitting here with you, gorgeous.
We are happy to have you too. Your energy is beautiful. You walk with so much grace. Let's get right into it.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you wear so many hats and you've been everywhere in the entertainment industry. Model, actor, presenting as well. And now you've added author.
Absolutely.
Let me ask the important question. What do you see as still being your first love?
I wouldn't actually say there's a first love because I believe that in each discipline, I'm a teacher and a healer.
Ooh.
So each and everything basically plays its cards in terms of the bigger purpose of who I am. So I wouldn't say there's a first love, but more than anything, knowing that I'm fulfilling God's purpose.
Oh, my word, what a beautiful way to see that. Oh, my
Absolutely.
gosh. I feel like a better person just being around you today.
Oh, I love that.
Refilwe, one of the most amazing things about watching your career is, first of all, you jump into different spaces with such ease. You've built a beautiful global profile for yourself. How important is it to have that recognition internationally, not just locally?
It's not an easy journey to go on, and especially when you're breaking international boundaries. The rest of the world doesn't really respect Africans. It's only now in the latter that they've done that.
Yes.
So I literally had to fight through the credibility of doing something that was so real as opposed to the digital era where the people just instantly think they're stars.
Yeah.
So for us, we earned the true credibility of really sending ourselves out to the world, knowing that you truly earned your stripes properly. And it is important because there's so many lessons to be learned with a person like myself. I have albinism. It's prevalent mostly in Africa.
Yes.
And I mean, you do get it in Asia, you get it in India, but it's not really like recognized. And to tell a story of a person like myself, but also teach the twofold of how the world is such a big place and we come in so many different arrays. Let's respect each other, let's learn each other's stories, and let's also just love the idea that your difference matters.
Yes.
What's important is what you bring to the table. So international recognition is important in just bringing the lesson, not in the accolades.
Hearing this side of you makes me understand Zizi's world so much more. Why did you decide now, let me add author to that list?
Listen, in Zizi's world, first of all, Zizi's world through her vanilla eyes, a first book of its kind for children's education in South Africa, in Africa, in the world at large. Zizi's world is a book that's never existed, and I wanted to see representation of myself and kids like myself in a book.
Yes.
So Zizi's world is inspired by my own story. It's not entirely my story.
Yes.
There are bits of it which are fictional, you know, obviously to accommodate a child who hasn't had the Refilwe story, but it gives a broader picture of a child living with albinism. But more than anything, bring the forefront of the lessons that many other kids can learn from any other child with a difference. So it's not just albinism. It is any child with a difference. It's anybody that's been made to feel they don't belong, whether you've been told you're too short, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you do this, you do that, you're too dark,
Too much.
you don't belong.
Yes.
So this book was important in just bringing those themes to the forefront and just the idea of knowing your unique self, your superpower. And I was given that opportunity to really come to the table and write this book, which is just also an offering from my maker.
I'm so happy you touched on the fact that it's a semi-autobiography. Which aspects of Zizi's life link with your story as Refilwe?
I think the aspects of Zizi's life are, first of all, her background, her upbringing. She is a child from Soweto.
Yes.
Born from a loving home of two incredible parents. So this was also an ode or an honor to both my parents. My dad is late, so this was just, you know, to honor his legacy and his name. just a representation of two loving parents who were part of the reason why Zizi became the child that she is in terms of the love and the environment. The experience of Zizi in the community and the prejudice that she would face, but being oblivious to it until she's faced with it in a classroom. So I didn't really go through prejudice in a classroom. It was very silent, and as a child you're not very cognizant of these things until you reflect back. But I think of another child who would have been in Refilwe's shoes and had a different experience of how kids giggle and say things and say funny things, you know. I didn't really entirely get that. I got a bit of it, but it's just obviously marrying another child's experience with albinism and the fact of going to Paris. So Zizi goes from Soweto to Cape Town and then going to Paris because the class wins a competition to Paris because of Zizi's figure of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela on a globe that they created as a class. And I was the 11-year-old that created a figure of Rolihlahla Mandela on a globe, the art piece that won.
Amazing.
To really go to UNESCO Children's Summit.
Oh my word.
So there are
those splashes, those little splashes. And I thought that was the made-up part. That's the crazy part.
No, I really did go to Paris at age 11 because my class won an art competition that we did together. So we spent a week in Paris as kids at age 11, and my father just passed away. So it was a good treat for me at that age.
Yes, how beautiful. Now, let's talk about the title of the book itself. You chose the name Zizi. Why Zizi? And then explain through her vanilla eyes for me.
Zizi is my mother's clan name. So we are Mputi. Singama Zizi. Okay, so it's Mputi Jamakash Jatu Zizi Dlamini. Ama Zizi Amahl. So Zizi is an ode to my mother's side and just to remember my grandparents as well because they played such an instrumental part in my life, and I decided to call her Zizi instead of Refilwe. And through her vanilla eyes is the perspective of a person like myself. I, in nickname, am Vanilla Black. But when you think of vanilla itself, it is a black seed that is actually manufactured to be something that is white.
Absolutely.
So just the duality between the two. So seeing through my eyes, my vanilla eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, so giving the perspective of a person in my shoes.
That's so beautiful. I love how intentional everything seems to be around the book as well.
I would love schools all around South Africa to actually purchase this book because I believe it will create a greater sense of maturity and self-awareness for children and just gearing them up to be better human beings.
Oh, absolutely. We need more people thinking like this. How do we grow their minds and make them feel confident?
You got to start with the kids so that we have better adults. If we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Let's start with the kids, the children.
Absolutely. It's the children.
Thank you so much for joining us, my love.
Thank you so much. I love you.
From the stage to the screen and now to the bookshelves, Refilwe's commitment to her craft and representation is truly palpable. Now, don't go anywhere because we'll be back with Refilwe soon.